Okay, this is diabetes prediction. That is my case study, and my name is Leah Major, and we will be going over that in this slideshow. So just a few things that we're going to be going over is the importance of the study, the predictor variables, rapid minor modeling, analysis and findings, modeling accuracy, and modeling implementation. So first thing to go over, I am the data analyst for this case. My name is Leah Major, and I will just be showing you how I looked at the data, evaluated which model to choose, how I also created the model, and then evaluate the results and accuracy, and then later how to implement it. So first thing to go over is the importance of the study. Why is it important? Millions of people are diagnosed with diabetes each year, and millions also go undiagnosed. So meaning you can go throughout your daily life still having diabetes issues, but you never know that you do have that, so you're not on the right medication, which also could later lead to more health problems. And then the first point is just saying that it can lead to other health problems, like anything to do with weight, sugar management, heart disease, anything like that. But things can be used to prevent the disease. This would be like controlling your weight, seeing how much sugar you eat a day, going to a specialist, anything like that. And also, why is it important? It can happen to anyone at any age. So you can be as young as 5, you can be 80 years old, and it could happen to you then as well. So basically, anybody and anyone could have this disease. The next thing we're going to go over is the predictor variables I chose that I think will best predict if the patient has diabetes. So just to go over, the first one is age. In this data set, it ranges from 0 to 80, so there is about 100,000 patients that we're going to be looking at. Another one is the blood glucose level. It's the amount of glucose in the bloodstream at any given time. Next one is BMI. It is the measure of body fat based on weight and height. The next one is heart disease, which is a risk factor for developing diabetes. Another one is the HbA1c level. It's the measure of patients' average blood sugar level over a 2 to 3 month period. The next one is smoking history. It is a risk factor as well and can increase complications in diabetes, can make it harder to have diabetes if you've smoked in the past. Another one is gender, and it's the ability to impact the accessibility of diabetes. I found in this one that females are actually more likely to have diabetes than males are, at least in this case study. Another one is hypertension. It's just basically when your blood pressure is constantly elevated. And then the main Y variable that we are looking for is diabetes. So this data set is basically showing if someone has diabetes and does not, but also you can look at the ones that are false and see if they are likely to get diabetes based on the other true ones that do have diabetes. Next one is rapid minor modeling. So I'm just going to show you what I'm looking at and how I got it to be that model. So here we have is the diabetes data set, but before I did clean the data for no missing variables and no outliers, and also I had to convert gender and smoking history to numerical before I made the brand new data set. And then next, I set the role to be diabetes. I changed diabetes numerical to binomial just to help better fit the data. Then I split the data in the training and testing data set. Then I chose logistic regression to help explain the data. I do think that was the best one for this one when compared to linear or another model. Then I do apply the model, both testing and training, and then evaluated the performance was the very last step of all of those. So just some key numbers of the data set. There's 100,000 total number of patients, 70,000 in the training data set, and then lastly 30,000 in the testing data set, which is where you will see all the results are from, as well as the accuracies from the 30,000 testing data set. So the fourth one that we're going to be going over is the analysis and findings from the data. So as you're seeing on the right hand side is the p-value. We are just looking at the p-value that is less than 0.05 as being important to the data and the results. The first three are all about smoking history. So first one is if you've ever smoked in your life, it's important. If you're a current smoker, very important. If we have no information, that means you can be currently smoking, former, or anything like that. We never know. So that is important, which could be a little bit of a limitation in this data set just because we don't really know the exact smoking history. Another one is heart disease, hypertension, body mass index, so that has to do with weight of someone. I have found that is more common just in research for overweight people to have diabetes. Another one is age. It is more common for older individuals to have diabetes. Another one is blood glucose level, and the last one is HbA1c level. So then I'm going to describe the modeling accuracy of the data. So here, I know it's a little blurry, but the overall accuracy is 96.04%. That just means that the data, whenever you plug someone in, is 96% is accurate 96% of the time. The total false was 27,226. The ones that we missed was 224. The total true was 1,585. Ones we missed 965. And then at the bottom, you can see the class recall, which are both fairly good, means they're pretty good models, and then the precision as well. And then just to go over for some further explanation, it was about 62%. Over 60% recall score is a decent model. That means about 60% of the time we'll check if someone does have diabetes. Accuracy is about 90% accurate, and then the error rate is 3.96. So how I got that was adding the 965 and 224 together, which happens to be 1,189, divided by that 30,000 patients that we used in this data set, and it's 3.96. So 96 plus the basically 4% is where you get 100% of the data. So next we're going to talk about one of the most important parts, I think, of case studies is the modeling implementation. So ways to implement the data. The first one is this could basically prevent disease. So if a doctor is seeing a patient, gets all of its medical history, plugs it in, sees that it could potentially have diabetes, the doctor can help them with a treatment plan or what to do next in that case. The next one is it will be better for the doctor to have personalized treatment plans if they think that they may be developing pre-diabetes or likely to get diabetes in the future. And in turn, that could help the healthcare industry, because if a doctor is using this data set, seeing that the patient might have diabetes, but the doctor down the street is not using the data set, more people might be coming to the doctor that is, because they know they can rely on them, they can trust them, and that they care about them, even if it's something that they're not currently going through, that maybe they could have diabetes in the future, and the doctor is just making them aware. Another one that could be affected is the pharmaceutical industry. So a lot of pharmaceutical sales reps comes into office, try to sell someone medicine. A lot of them do sell diabetic medicine. This could in turn affect them to have pre-diabetes medication and more. And also the healthcare providers actually looking into getting that for their patients when they're using this data set, because it could also come up of all of the false diabetes, meaning a patient does have diabetes, but they haven't caught it yet. More in this data set, you could see that more, which means they might be able to buy more medicine from them, look at more medicine, everything like that. So total, this is from 2019, about 37.3 million people have diabetes in the U.S. This does not counter the misdiabetes, meaning the people that have diabetes but don't know it. So it could even be way more than this. And also that was 4 years ago. It's just the most recent that I could find. So even more people are likely to have diabetes just in the US alone. So basically, this data set can save a life. When a doctor uses this, they can save a patient's life of knowing that they have diabetes and the right medicine to take. So for a doctor and for the data analyst that the healthcare provider has, it can be really essential to their patients. And then thank you. And if you have any questions, you can email me, and then you can always just go to a diabetes site and get some more information if you are interested in that. Okay, thank you.